What's going on, everybody? We got a big update here for you today. I'm going to give people a few moments to start filtering in, but we did a story the other day that took a lot of digging to get into the grid of it, and it wound up being absolutely crazy. And there's a problem with this story, right? It took 10 months for someone like myself to get the video, but we got the video. And then we found the follow-up from the sheriff's department. So in case you didn't know, you don't know what's going on, it's your first time tuning in, or it's your first time hearing about this video, let me pull it up here for you. Welcome, everybody. How are we doing today? All right, it's called Cop Caught by His Own Body Cam, Framing an Innocent Man. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen this video. Put a 2 if it's your first time hearing about it. The update we have for you regarding this video, what's happened, what the sheriff's department's been saying. I've been on the phone with all of the major news outlets out there. We got a hell of an update for you. So let's jump into it. Let's take a look.
No, put the bike down. Put the bike down.
Why? It's my bike.
Because I told you to put the bike down.
Why are you stopping me right now?
Because you're riding your bike with no light on.
I'm riding it. I got
put the bike down.
Light right here.
Dude, put the bike
right
down.
Here. I said no.
Put the bike down, James. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. I'm going to tase you, dude.
What have I
Get
done
on the
wrong?
ground, James.
What have I done wrong? I've not done nothing wrong.
Get on the ground, James.
I've done nothing wrong. Am I being detained?
Get on the ground, James.
Detained. Help.
Get on the ground, James. You are being detained, you fucking idiot. Get on the ground.
I'm on the ground.
I'm a fucking tase you, dude. Get on the ground.
This harassment's going to stop.
Shut up.
Call your supervisor. I want you to call your supervisor.
I am the supervisor, dip. Shut up.
Amendment audit. I know this. I'm being detained for no reason. I want to talk to your supervisor. I want to see your supervisor.
What supervisor, James? You think we're at your fucking beck and call, you dip?
Yes. I want to see your supervisor.
I just fucking told you,
no.
dumbass.
Private.
Okay, you're going to jail. Yep, you're going to fucking jail, dude.
What?
What's that for arguing?
And I mean, that's your RAS to stop them to begin with. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's unsolicited. It's like you had your lights on and you did that. He just did it. Just
took off on his own.
It's case law now. So.
Yeah. Isn't mere flight not enough?
Now, the deputy was there investigating. So bottom line is the Lyons County Sheriff's Department in Fernley, Nevada gets called for a fire, right? So they show up to this housing complex and they find the fire to just be a barbecue. And it's all explained in the video. So the deputy's leaving. He's 1080, clears the call. He's on his way back to the barracks when he sees James Grisham. Now, James Grisham has a long record, mostly of like misdemeanor, small offenses, stuff like that. He sees James and decides that James is going to go to jail. There's no way around it. James needs to go to jail. And let's take a quick look at the approach, because I need to show you part of this video so then I can make sense of what the sheriff said in their press release and what the mainstream media says. And you guys may be surprised, but the mainstream media took it to the cops pretty good. They did not give them much grace or wiggle room. And the sheriff's department just doubled down. So let's go to the beginning of the video here.
He's someone he doesn't like, and that person is James. The deputy's 10-8. He's now cleared the call and he's able to return to the substation until he sees somebody that he doesn't like. Despite the fact that no crime is in progress, the deputy decides to pull over, get out, and harass the individual anyways. This will be the start of one of the most dehumanizing police interactions ever witnessed.
Just know the Constitution matters not in Lyon County or to the Lyons County Sheriff's Department in Nevada. If their deputies see you exiting a house, you're known to them and they don't like you, probable cause and reasonable articulable suspicion is thrown to the wind, and you're subject to their tyrannical torture.
What's up, my man? Come here. Come here. Oh, shit. Yeah, no. Put the bike down. Put the bike down.
Why? It's my bike.
Because I told you to put the bike down.
Why are you stopping me right now?
Because you're riding your bike with no fucking light on.
I'm riding it. I gotta
put the bike
I got a
down.
light right here.
Now, I want to be clear about something here, okay? James, as you can see, he sees the cop. He knows he's in for trouble because these cops are relentless. They're dirty as the day is long. Finding a dirty cop is like shitting in your hand and throwing it in any direction. You're going to find one. So you can actually see him as the police officer's approaching him, take the light off of his bike and then hold it up, right? It's no mystery what these cops are up to out there. So one of the big things the sheriff's departments are going to point at is James being combative, him not complying. But you can see he doesn't run, he approaches. Now in Nevada, what really is going to hem these cops up is the fact that there's no reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause to believe that a crime, felony, misdemeanor, city ordinance violation, etc. has taken place, is currently in the commission of taking place, or is about to take place. So right now, no traffic stop is affected. So also it should be noted that James was arrested for resisting arrest. They went over everything. As you can see in the body cam footage, it takes another deputy to explain to this cop, you can't get him for mere flight because no traffic stop was affected. You can't get him for disorderly, and they just charged him with resisting. But in Nevada, resisting is a secondary charge. It's not a primary charge. So for example, to be charged with resisting, there must first be a primary charge, i.e. you're charged with disorderly conduct, and accompanied with that charge is a secondary charge of resisting. Resisting in itself cannot be a primary charge because how do you resist an arrest that never took place, was never affected? He didn't initiate a traffic stop. So even if James did flee, he was well within his right to. You can flee at the mere sight of police. There's no law stopping you from doing that. In fact, when I saw police and I was auditing, as soon as I saw them, I'd take off in the other direction. There's no law against running. But this guy has a criminal background. He has a criminal history, all misdemeanor stuff. He's transient. He doesn't have a lot of money. He's prime real estate for these cops. So I don't think that James is not complying. In my professional opinion, James is over complying. We're not going to watch all of this video. It's way too long. I want to give you the update, but I want you to watch a few more minutes of how they treat James. Now, he's not giving these guys a problem at all. For his safety, he's asking for a supervisor.
Dude, put the bike
right
down.
Here. I said, no.
Put the bike down, James.
Supervisor.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. I'm going to tase you, dude.
What have I
Get
done
on the
wrong?
ground, James.
What have I done wrong?
562 King. Get on the
What have I
ground.
done wrong? I've not done nothing wrong.
Get on the ground, James.
I've done nothing wrong. Am I being detained?
Get on the ground, James.
Detained.
Now, James, being known to the deputy, works.
Now, I mean, let's talk about for a second. There's no acorns present. So there's no reason for this cop to be in fear. I mean, he's talking. This is a perfect suspect for a police officer. He's compliant. He's not cussing. He's doing whatever is asked of him and what is told of him. Still not enough for this cop. This cop still needs his taser. He needs to scream. He needs to accuse him of doing drugs. The biggest problem with this video is how he's demeaned, is how he just shits all over James. He calls him a dipshit. He calls him a retard. He calls him an asshole. You name it, he degrades the hell out of James. And that isn't just this deputy. The deputy was acting on behalf of the of the sheriffs. So let's read the sheriff's press release. In fact, I'll let you guys decide. Do we want to watch the mainstream news clips first? Put a 1 for mainstream news clips first, or put a 2 if you want to read over their press release. You guys decide in the chat, because either way, you guys, we hit pay dirt. So I'll let you choose. 1 for press release, 1 for news clips, 2 for press release. See what you guys are deciding. A lot of 2s. All right, let's jump into the press release because it's absolutely insane. And then we'll go into the news articles. By the way, guys, really appreciate every single one of you here. You guys are the reason this story is getting held up as high as it is. And by the way, James isn't facing any charges in a court of law right now because of you people. because of everyone at home. So please comment whatever your free speech is, say it, let it be known. Super chat's always welcome. Also, my moderators could put the pay links in the chat if you want to support Keep Us on the Road. We appreciate it. Big surprise. James Freeman's coming into town next week. So stay tuned. Let's get right into this press release. By the way, it is an absolute horror show. This sheriff is a no good type of a guy. So if you go to the Lyons County Sheriff's Department, there's a press release here. And it's to media outlets of the community of Fernley. And it's from Sheriff Brad Pope. It's titled Return YouTube Video. By this time, I'm sure many members of the community have seen the YouTube video posted numerous times in our social media pages. And guys, that's because you were all, thank you so much, Winston, you were all so pissed at what you saw, you went to their Facebook pages and you started commenting. You were like, I don't like this. This type of behavior is bogus. And this type of behavior from a law enforcement officer is absolutely unacceptable. So that's what they're referring to when they say, commenting on posts. That's what people have been doing. So let's get back to it. The video suggests that a Lyon County deputy stopped a pedestrian on a bicycle and began berating him with foul language and fabricated an arrest. Okay, so, and guys, I've been doing this for a long time. Okay, let me read that again because he's saying this is what I allege. The video suggests, listen to this. The video suggests that a Lyons County deputy stopped a pedestrian on a bicycle. Fact number one. We're suggesting it. It never happened, though. Began berating him with foul language. I'm suggesting it. It never happened. And then fabricated an arrest. Now, keep in mind, folks, this is what I'm alleging, and none of that stuff has ever happened. He didn't cuss the guy out. He didn't approach him on a bicycle, and he didn't fabricate an arrest at all. It just didn't happen. What's this? Oh, what's this?
I know. Put the bike down. Put the bike down.
Why? It's my bike.
Because I told you to put the bike down.
Why are you stopping me right now?
Because you're riding your bike with no light on.
I'm riding it. I gotta
put the bike
I got a
down.
light right here.
Dude,
My
put the
light
bike
was right
down.
here. I said no.
Put the bike down, James.
Supervisor.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. I'm gonna tase you, dude.
What have I
Get
done
on the
wrong?
ground, James.
What have I done wrong? I've not done nothing wrong.
Get on the ground, James.
I've done nothing wrong. Am I being detained?
Get on the ground, James.
Detained. Help.
Get on the ground, James. You are being detained, you fucking idiot. Get on the ground.
I'm on the ground.
I'm gonna fucking tase you, dude. Get on the ground.
All right, so who knew? A cop lied. So he was approached while he was on a bicycle without reason for a stop. He was cussed at and demeaned. So even though they're denying it didn't happen, thank you for them. I got it from their body cam footage. So I guess the only thing left is that they fabricated a reason for the arrest that didn't exist. And I mean, who am I? I'm probably lying.
Ground.
This harassment's gonna stop.
Shut up.
Call your supervisor. I want you to call your supervisor.
I am the supervisor, dip. Shut up.
Amendment audit. I know this. I'm being detained for no reason. I want to talk to your supervisor. I want to see your supervisor.
What supervisor, James? You
I
think
want
we're
your
at your fucking beck and call, you dip?
Yes. I want to see your supervisor.
I just fucking told you,
No.
dumbass.
Private property.
Okay, you're going to jail. Yep, you're going to fucking jail,
For
dude.
what?
What's that for arguing?
And I mean, that's your RS to stop them to begin with. So yeah, I mean that's unsolicited. It's like you had your lights on and you did that. He just did it, which is
Took off on his
it's
own.
case law now. So.
Yeah. Isn't mere flight not enough?
Okay, so not a good look for the sheriff's deputies because that's exactly what happened. What we allege happened is exactly what happened. By the way, he was taken to jail for bitching. At the end of my video, we enhanced the audio. You can hear it real clearly. After the deputy explains that there's no probable cause to take James, they went over the list of everything he could have done. Disorderly conduct, riding a bike without a light attached. I mean, you name it, they accused him of it. Drugs, everything. A search availed nothing. The only thing, but at the end of it, he goes, well, he's known to the police and I'm inclined to take him for bitching because he's been bitching this whole time. Exact quote, not embellishing. I'm inclined to take him for bitching. So if you bitch, you go to jail. So let's go back to the press release. I like breaking it down so you can see how absolute full of shit the Lyons counties are. So they did fabricate the video posted on YouTube does not give a complete depiction of what took place on September 14th, 2023. The incident began when our deputy responded to what appeared to be an open or uncontrolled fire near an apartment building. The flames were estimated to be 7 to 10 feet tall and appeared the building may be on fire. Guys, never happened, by the way. If you watch my video, you'll see it was just a regular grill. He was just, thank you, Banana. He was just grilling up some dogs. So the address the deputy responded to is an area known to be a high crime area, and this is where they're going to lay the groundwork. As the sheriff's office is consistently dispatched to the area for various criminal investigations complaints. Sheriff's office records indicate 150 calls for service have been generated from this area, and more specifically, 80 calls for service for various criminal complaints have been generated by the known permanent residents of the living quarters the deputy responded to. Now, they want to make it look like this place is just riddled with crime. It's absolutely riddled with crime. What they didn't want to tell you is those 100 calls for service, that was over 5 years. Okay, so 100 calls for service in a week seems like there might be a lot going on there, but that's what cops do. They don't want to tell you facts, right? But then when you say 100 calls over 6 years, then all of a sudden it isn't such a big deal. In fact, I'm sure whatever the grocery store gets more phone calls for police service, but the cops aren't telling you not to go buy your groceries, but cops lie. We don't. Let's continue. This is awesome. The residents who were contacted were asked who was leaving on the bicycle, which they indicated they did not know. This was unlikely as the subject had been in the area of the fire in front of the apartment building as the deputy initially approached. Now, this is the first time in this press release since a year that this has happened, that anyone's ever making allegations that James was anywhere near this fire. First of all, not a good groundwork for these cops to lay. So you're saying he was at a grill, his neighbor was grilling, so that was your probable cause, reasonable articulable suspicion to approach him, throw him on the ground, cuff him up, and then arrest him for nothing. That makes sense because he was present, but he was not. This is the first time they're actually alleging that ever happened. The deputy returned to his patrol vehicle and drove into the parking lot shared with another complex in an attempt to locate the subject based on his obvious flight from a high crime area upon the arrival site of law enforcement. The deputy located the subject, now pushing his bicycle into a patio area of a Unit 4 building. Now, video doesn't lie, cops do. We can very clearly see him pushing his bike towards the deputy, not away. That's why when the deputy said, "Hey, James, come on over," we see James moving towards the deputy. So they're trying to lay down the framework that James wasn't complying and he was running. He was about to take off. That didn't happen because we can see in the video. Let's continue. Upon turning around, the deputy recognizes the subject as James Gresham from prior law enforcement contacts. He instructed Gresham to come to him, which he initially complied, but was agitated and yelling at him, stating he did nothing wrong. Now, leave it to the cops to leave out fact. We have all watched the video, and the first point of contact is not, "Hey, James, come here," and then James is like, "Oh, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. I hate you. He has 2 birds. Let him fly above the PD." Didn't happen. The first time anyone cusses is when the deputy, you hear a snap, right when the deputy gets out of the car and he goes, "Oh, shit." That "oh shit" was excitement. He's like, "Oh shit, I got James Gresham." And you hear a snap. That's him removing his taser. So when he approaches James, he's not taking his taser out then. He's already got it out. So that's absolutely bullshit too. But we can trust that the police are pretty good at lying. So let's go into, hold on one second. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to post this here. Perfect. Thanks, Keebler. All right, so let's go back into this thing. It gets worse. Wait till you hear what the sheriff says. If you've ever committed a crime in your life, you deserve this. And he's instructed his deputies to do this. Let's continue. Gresham is known to have a history of resisting and obstructing law enforcement, as well as the suspect of a multitude of crimes committed in Fernley. Several renditions of the video start at the contact with Gresham pushing his bike. That's because that's where it starts. I mean, we've all seen the video. I've made it clear to my deputies and to the community that the Lyon County Sheriff's Office will aggressively pursue those that choose a life of crime over our quality of life. Our deputy was acting within the mission and direction that I want all of our deputies to abide by. Was there foul language used? Absolutely. The Lyon County Sheriff's Office expects our deputies to act professional at all times. There is a time and place for such language to gain compliance from a suspect. So now their excuse for demeaning James was to gain compliance from him. However, he complied from the beginning. James was never non-compliant. He was over-compliant. Whatever this deputy asked, James did without question. It's one thing if a cop's coming up to you and, you got a gun, you're pointing it at him, and he says, show me your hands, right? That's one thing. James is standing there minding his own business, and this deputy goes off. So the sheriff's excuse for all of the language and all of the mistreatment and all of the dehumanization of James is because it was necessary to gain compliance. James complied with them in the first 50 seconds of the video. What's their excuse for the other 45 minutes? They'll have excuses. Let's read what that excuse is. But isn't it also interesting that the sheriff, Brad Pope, is saying, this is what I want. I want all my deputies to treat everyone like that. This is what we need. This is how it should be. Watch him double down on that. The Lyon County Sheriff's Office expects our deputies to act professional at all times. All right. So the deputy in the video knows this as well and acts accordingly. Had this deputy responded this way to a community member who doesn't live a life of crime, this press release would read different. If the Lyon County communities take issue with the way our deputy acted, I take full responsibility, as this is the direction I have given them. I think it's interesting that the sheriff, who's in control of law enforcement, but also in control of the correction system, the rehabilitation, criminal justice reform, that's his purview, right? He arrests you, he sends you off to jail. He believes that if you've ever committed a crime, you are not a member of the community. Had this deputy spoken to a member of the community that way, this press release would read way different. But this guy's made some mistakes in his life. So these deputies did a great job. If anyone has a problem with it, they're doing what I told them to do. Here's the problem with this. What's the point of giving anyone a criminal sentence, right? Whatever it is, misdemeanor, ordinance violation, small felony, major felony, whatever it is, you should sentence everybody to life without parole, natural life in prison. Because what's the point? What's the point of them having a release date, right? James commits a crime in 1986 in California, and then that follows him to present day. He doesn't get a fair shake. He's guaranteed to get dehumanized and treated like absolute bullshit. And the sheriff's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. If you don't believe in your own reform system, either sentence everyone to life for anything or don't put anyone in jail. Because this sheriff is saying right now, if you've ever had a run-in with law enforcement, you're going to get treated like shit. Your rights are going to be violated, and he's going to be right there to back up the cops that did it to you. And let's be perfectly honest. James was arrested for a secondary charge with no primary charge accompanying it. Those charges were sworn out by the deputy. They're still not in a Fernley court. Since the release of this video, we can find no charge against James. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to offer James our complete assistance. He's transient. He's the type of person that this sheriff's department likes to stalk. The sheriff's department are prey. Okay, and James is just a defenseless creature. Okay, and he's ripe for the picking for this sheriff's department. So let's do this. Let's provide James an attorney. Let's get him a criminal defense attorney. Let's get him a civil litigation attorney, because these cops want to go after the guy that doesn't have any money to fight it, right? So part of those statistics of those people getting locked up, how many of them have actually done anything wrong? The whole thing about this video is that the body cam shows that there was no, and let's talk about fruit of the poisonous tree, okay? And here's my call. Now, I'm not an attorney. I don't claim to be. I know some attorneys. But this is my call. This is what I'm saying is going to happen here. Fruit of the poisonous tree means that, for example, this police officer needed to have reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause that felony, city ordinance violation, misdemeanor, whatever, either had taken place, was currently in the commission of taking place, or was about to take place. We know that didn't happen. We know they didn't get that RAS, okay? So any evidence, arrest, any investigation conducted after that point is fruit of the poisonous tree, meaning it's inadmissible in court. So I think the reason that the prosecutors are holding off on this is because the only thing they do have is a resisting arrest. 70% of the time in the United States is a global statistic that somebody's arrested for resisting arrest as a secondary charge with no primary charge accompanying it. That case is dropped because you can't resist an arrest that was never legally effected or effected at all. That is this case here. Okay. Secondarily, it's fruit of the poisonous tree. There was no legal reason to stop them. It didn't matter if they rolled up on James and they found a firearm, a bunch of crack cocaine, and, several exotic animals hidden in his underpants. It wouldn't have mattered, right? Fruit of the poisonous tree. It's like a cop. If he comes up to your vehicle and he opens the door without your consent, without permission, or without a warrant, and he goes inside and he finds a whole bunch of bad stuff. Everything from the moment that he illegally opened your door is fruit of the poisonous tree. And that's what's going to happen here. I'm calling it all day. But let's get back to this press release. Okay. They go on to mention every single thing that James has ever done in his life. And this is the smoking gun, folks. This is the reason that you should forget the Constitution. This is the reason you should forget tyranny. This is the reason that you should forget everything that's happened to James, okay? He's a bad dude. He's a real bad dude. He's engaged in basic speeding, a tail light violation, suspended registration, no proof of insurance, delaying an officer, driving with a suspended license, possession of drug paraphernalia, tools, failure to appear in court, FTA traffic violation, failed to drive on the right half of a roadway, failed to stop upon signal from a peace officer, failed to obey a traffic control device, which means he ran a light, resisting a peace officer, unregistered vehicle. I mean, these are all small things. And they go all the way down to 11/18/1986, where he obstructed or resisted a public officer. Again, there was no primary charge to that. And my research shows that that case was dismissed, probably because the reason it's called a secondary charge. There needs to be a primary one. So that's what this sheriff's deputy, this is the sheriff has said. So for now, let's go into the news clippings, because the way people were looking at things, where they're like, oh, and the bootlickers are crazy. If you start reading the comments on some of these Facebook posts, I mean, these people are sick in the head. I mean, it makes sense that they voted this sheriff in. Let's go to some of the 330 comments. Let's go to some of the comments here. I'm going to read some of them. Some of the excuses that have been made. Great job getting the impaired drivers off the road. Don't listen to the whiners that complain that you're doing your job. Sadly, the impaired driver usually survives while the innocent drivers get killed or seriously injured. So they're already celebrating the death of people in drunk driving. And then this guy says, just listen to them and cooperate and you won't have a problem. Just don't be stupid and ask questions or break the law. Then there's a whole bunch of my videos over and over again. Oh, thank you for your dedication to keeping our community. Oh, excuse me. Thank you for your dedication to keep our community safe. Then there's a whole lot of support, when you stop a citizen who is not breaking the law and 3 deputies conspire between them to charge an innocent man, that's a big problem. I agree. And then, thank you. I'll never be driving under the influence. It's a choice. And then people just go on to white knight this deputy, saying, oh, don't commit crime. People deserve to be treated that way if they've ever committed a crime. This is just, I mean, they're so awesome. But this has sparked debate. And some of the news channels that have been working this story have been saying things like, oh, well, you know, a lot of the people, and the sheriff's department said it too. A lot of the people that are making these posts, they're not from here. They're not from Fernley. Ignore them. And they're using that as their shield. That's a problem, right? I think the fact that a global audience is now looking at this one small place and saying, you guys did this is wrong, that should be glaring red lights, not an endorsement. This is a problem. Let's go right into what the news is saying about it. Because you know it's bad when the news is against the cops. By the way, folks, really appreciate, pinned to the top of the chat is our pay links. If you want to show support, it helps us with stories like these, and always helps. So here we go. News. All right. Buckle up. Let's have some fun.
In Lyon County are facing accusations of harassment. I'm Kristen Remington.
I'm Ariana Bennett. Welcome to 2 News Nevada at 4. Viral body camera footage shows a Fernley man protesting his arrest, saying the deputy who detained him had no probable cause. Faith Justice joins us live after digging into this story for us. Faith, what led up to all of this?
Ari, the video has actually surfaced from an arrest in September of last year. Lyon County deputies were responding to a bonfire at an apartment complex when they saw James Gresham biking away from the area. Because of Gresham's extensive criminal history, the deputy actually knew him, called him by name, and stopped him. Now, people on social media are calling this interaction targeted harassment.
Behind your
What
back.
am I being detained for?
For not listening.
Why am I
Drop
being
that
detained?
flashlight.
That's not an
Drop
articulable-
that
That's not
flashlight.
an articulable reason for suspicion I committed the crime.
In the footage, Gresham claims the Lyon County deputy arresting him has no reason to do so. The Lyon County deputy says he's pressing a charge for resisting a public officer. It's worth noting that the YouTuber who brought attention to the video is not from Fernley, and now some people who say they are Lyon County natives are defending the sheriff's office. And the YouTube channel that made this video viral is called Accountability for All. We did speak with the poster over the phone today, and we'll have more details coming up at 5 o'clock. Covering the story, Faith Justice, 2 News Nevada.
The story we brought you this weekend, a YouTube video has gone viral, and the person who posted it is accusing Lyon County deputies of, quote, framing an innocent man, end quote. I'm Kristen Remington.
And I'm Alexandra Ray. Ryan is off today. Thank you for keeping it here with us. In the body camera footage, deputies appear to brainstorm what charges they can press against him, and they handcuffed him on the hood of their car. Faith Justice has been digging into this story, and she joins us live in the studio. Faith, tell us what is going on here.
Alex, deputies say leading up to the arrest, they were checking out a bonfire in an apartment complex when they saw a man named James Gresham. He's someone that they've arrested multiple times before, so they stopped him.
What's up, my man? Come here. Come here. Oh, yeah, no, put the bike down. Put the bike down.
Why? It's my bike.
Because I told you to put the bike down.
Why are you stopping me right now?
Footage of a Lyon County arrest in September of last year has people on social media debating whether deputy treatment of an alleged suspect was fair or even legal.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. I'm going to tase you, dude.
This harassment's going to stop.
Shut up.
Call your supervisor. I want you to call your supervisor.
I am the supervisor, dip. Shut up.
James Gresham had committed no apparent crime, aside from what the deputy on scene described as obstructing and resisting.
I'm in a parking lot, private property. What are you doing here?
You got any dope on you, James?
No, I don't. Now what? I want your supervisor.
In the footage, a second deputy pulls up, and the 2 law enforcement officers step away from a handcuffed Gresham, leaving him on the hood of their cruiser to seemingly discuss what charges they can press against him.
Isn't mere flight not enough? I'm inclined to take him with him about all this.
People claiming to be Lyon County locals have commented support for the sheriff's office online, but the video has gone viral, and it's not just the town of Fernley watching. The view count is triple the population of the whole city. YouTuber Joshua Abrams, who posted the footage, says he got the video from someone who knew Gresham. He described the incident as targeted, bringing a national debate to Fernley's doorstep.
Sorry, James, you want a supervisor? There's one down at the jail.
In a statement, Sheriff Brad Pope said in part, quote, "I've made it clear to my deputies and to the community that the Lyon County Sheriff's Office will aggressively pursue those that choose a life of crime over our quality of life. If the Lyon County communities take issue with the way our deputy acted, I take full responsibility, as this is the direction I have given them." And though the sheriff's office booked Gresham on charges of resisting a public officer, those charges are not recorded anywhere with Fernley Justice Court among his other criminal offenses and complaints right here. Covering the story, Faith Justice, 2 News Nevada.
In Lyon County,
This sheriff is a smoldering bag of shit. He's such an asshole. And I want to say this. I got a criminal record, and I'm going to Fernley, Nevada. I have an extensive criminal record, and I've never hidden my criminal record because it is a part of who I am today. I used to be addicted to drugs. I used to be homeless. And, I decided that I wanted to do something different with my life. Okay. I went to jail. I came out. I posted a video, and I found this incredible community to be a part of. And y'all have supported me right from the very beginning. And I have never let my criminal record define me, because I choose that it will not define me. I choose that it is the path, right? Everyone has a path in life, and in life, it's not about the decisions that you make as much as it's about the journey. The wrong way is up a one way, missing a stoplight, meeting people, and moving forward. That's what life's about. Okay. That's why we have a justice system, an injustice system, because in all actuality, the system's against you every single time. You're standing a tall order. And this sheriff's department has taken away your ability to change your life, right? They've taken away your ability to become a better person. They've taken away your ability to change your stars. We all have the ability to do that. If we didn't, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you talking to 900 people. Okay, I'd be in my closet talking to myself, afraid to leave the house. This sheriff's department has decided, if a jury of your peers has decided that you've paid your debt to society, I have the right to strip that of you. I have the right to target you for the rest of your life because you didn't pay a couple parking tickets. This guy's an absolute joke. That's why I've decided and it's a dynamic duo we got here, because we got Accountability Amplified, my wife, whose record is just as clean as anything, right? She doesn't have a record. She's a law-abiding citizen. She never she's great, right? So my intent is I'm going to go to Fernley. I'm going to engage in my First Amendment protected activity. I'm going to get James a criminal attorney. I'm going to get him a civil litigations attorney. We're going to assist him in getting access to that. And I want to see if I'm treated any differently. Anna's going to be standing right next to me, no criminal record. She's a wonderful part of the community, right? But me, I have a criminal record. I should be tased on sight just for existing and being a mouth breather. I guarantee you they will not treat me the way they treated James, because they're fucking scared. That's why, right? Lyons County Sheriffs is used to being the biggest bully in the playground, the biggest bully in the sandbox. Thing that sucks about being a bully is you always run into a bigger bully, right? And I don't take that shit, okay? I don't like it. I stand my ground. I affect my First Amendment right, and I will always put police departments like this on blast for doing what they did. This landscape of this community has changed. It used to be that if you had a big following, it used to be the cops would mess with anybody, right? Then it changed to, if you had a big following, you're safe. They wouldn't mess with you. They'd just mess with the little guy. And now, because of channels like Lackluster and a lot of other feature channels, even the little guy has a say. The little guy, will get his day in court, the court of public opinion. These cops know that even if they're messing with Joe Schmo, they don't like him, they think he's trash, that if he's holding this, after he finishes recording that video, he might send it to Lackluster. He might send it to Here's the Deal. He might send it to James Freeman. He might send it to Accountability for All. And then he might be on blast. Now, it seems like this one department, Lyons County Sheriff's Department, isn't changing with the times. They're not evolving. They're saying the little guy's down and that's where he needs to stay. The little guy needs to stay on the ground. And listen, I think that I'm going to go to Fernley and I'm going to start doing records requests on everything that exists. And I'm going to explore this case as much as I can and as far as the law allows me to. I'm not like these cops. I don't break the law. I don't manufacture evidence. I leave that to the Lyons County Sheriff's Department. They seem to be doing excellent at it themselves without any assistance from anybody else. Brad Pope is doing a great job, and he's a great man. He's already told the entire world that his deputies are doing this at his behest. Do you know what that means? That's the state suit for negligent supervision of a deputy. Okay, so when James decides to go into state court, Nevada's highest court, and file litigation against the Lyons County Sheriff's Department, he's not just going to be suing this cop, he's going to be suing what was Sheriff Brad Pope, because we'd love to elect him out of office. But he's going to be suing Sheriff Brad Pope for the negligent supervision of this deputy. He's also going to be in tandem filing a 1983 USC for the deprivation of his rights under law. There's a whole bunch of other, legal issues that are going to come up here. Was James targeted? Number one. Was there any probable cause to believe that a stop should have been effected? If not, why was the stop effected? What is the basis of reason and legal reason that he was detained in the first place, that he had his freedom taken from him, that he was thrown on the ground in handcuffs, that he had a taser pointed at him, that another cop, despite how many laws he listed that James didn't broke, James still went to jail for bitching. Okay, James could have been anywhere that day. In fact, I want to show you this. I did a couple things at the end of this video that I wanted to show you guys. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Crimson Wolf. Anyways, what I did in the end of the video, because I don't want to scroll through the whole thing to find it now, is I took James's picture and I put a backdrop of a beach, of a baseball game. I said, James could have been anywhere that day getting his picture taken. He could have been at the beach. And then there's James with the beach behind him. He could have been taken in a nice ball game with a picture of a baseball field behind him. But that's not where he wound it up. That picture wasn't at a beach. It wasn't at a ball game. It was a mugshot. We have a citizen that doesn't have the ability to fight for himself. He was targeted by police, and he was demeaned, dehumanized, and trashed. Ooh, I am Groot. This is a serious problem. And there's been recent debate, like, are cops as bad now as they were back in the day, right? And I'll say this, at least you knew who a Nazi was because they had a swastika on, or at least you knew who was in the KKK because they had a pointy hat and they were burning crosses. Right now, there's people that are just as evil wearing a badge, but they smile to your face and they call you sir, while their partner's right behind you trying to figure out what they can charge you with. Swifty, thanks so much. Here's the deal, thank you. One of the reasons cops want to hold your past against you is because they don't want anyone to scrutinize the countless crimes their boys in blue routinely commit in the present. And I want to point out, there's one or two ways things could have gone. We have the way that this police officer behaved, or another way. Another story I covered just recently is Constable Denise Paul Hatch out of Indianapolis, Indiana, in Center Township County. She is a police officer. She stopped another cop from arresting a woman illegally. She's the unicorn, okay? But because other cops can't do it. They can't break the blue wall of silence. They can't stand up for what is right because morally they're bankrupt. They don't have the ability to do what's right because it's like I always compare government officials and police officers to high school kids or to children in general, because that's their mentality. They think, well, the other kids on the playground might not like me if I do the right thing. So I'm just going to kind of go along with this and hope that it doesn't bite me in the ass. And you never get the good cop because they're almost non-existent. Let me show you a quick intro of Denise Paul Hatch, a cop that went up against police and refused to let her neck of the woods be like Sheriff Brad Pope's, because he doesn't give a shit about people. He cares about arresting as many innocent people as possible. Take a look at this. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen this, put a 2 if you haven't.
I'm here to protect my people. I am here to protect my people. She voted for me. This is Center Township, and you're not going to abuse her. She's been paying her rent. She's not.
I don't. Step back. Step back. Step back.
I have all of you. I have right to call everybody. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Listen, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Hey. You don't touch me. I'm the constable of Center Township. You see you see what? Put me down on my face. Put me down on my face. I know you don't need me to step up nowhere. Don't put your hands on me, man. Don't put your hands on me. I'm the constable. I'm not going to put this girl out. You have no authority to serve this warrant. You are not putting her out. No, I'm wanting to try. Not putting her out. Not today. Not today. They already came and stole her puppy, stole her stuff.
We begin with IT Made and a stunning confrontation between an IMPD officer and the Center Township constable. That constable says she was physically threatened during the heated argument.
The Center Township constable was intervening on behalf of somebody who was about ready to be evicted. During a heated exchange with an IMPD officer, she says the officer tried to kill her.
He attacked me, pushed me down, tried to kill me in front of a baby.
You're saying an IMPD officer tried to kill you?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. When you push an individual down a concrete step of 4 or 5 stairs, you can result in death. Chantel had a stay, an application for a stay. She had a stay. Y'all don't understand what was at stake here. Chantel was about to be arrested. He came in there saying he was going to arrest her. That's what the police said. She has 4 children. She would have been taken to jail. That's a horrifying experience for a mother. I entered this office with a steadfast commitment to fight corruption and serve the people who elected me. Yet, instead of support, I have faced relentless opposition and targeted attacks from the city and county.
Hatch herself was charged last week with official misconduct and assisting a criminal.
IMPD, the judge, the prosecutor, and I probably the sheriff too, all a little bit involved in the corruption and the taking down of Denise Paul Hatch, constable of Center Township.
What does that say for your faith towards the police now? Do you have any left?
No, I don't. But you know, when we talk about the police, there are a lot of good police officers out there. A lot of good police officers out there, but they're in a system that supports corruption, and it comes from the top.
This video went viral, and Denise Paul Hatch is absolutely right. It comes from the top. And the reason I play that clip for you is because I want to show you it could have happened. The other deputy could have stepped up and said, James isn't going to jail. Not here, not now, not today, not for nothing, and not for this. Denise Paul Hatch, I mean, the IMPD actually went out and started arresting all of her deputies, right? The IMPD took away her radios and her 911 dispatch. Okay, so we found 2,000 videos I found the one decent cop in America. And they arrested her, charged her with official misconduct for stopping an illegal arrest, for stopping illegal eviction. And I couldn't wait to get her on the phone and talk to her. That we have a 40-minute phone call with her. And she lays it all out on the line. And she's elected, right? This is what happens when you elect somebody to a position and you don't send them to 6 weeks of bullshit training, give them a gun, a badge, a taser, and the ability to use qualified immunity to suspend or terminate your constitutional rights. Okay. Oh, Lynn, hey, hi, Josh. Please help expose the Rivera Beach police and help the whistleblower. This is in my county. Lynn, you have my email address. Give me some more information on that, and we'll do whatever we can to help. But I wanted to show you this video because she's right. It comes from the top. And I also wanted to show this video because it's possible. So there's no excuse for the deputy that was there that day to do what he did. He had every ability to stand up and stop that arrest. Would he have been shunned? Of course. Would he have been welcome in the good old Blue Line Boys Club? No. Would he have had a long career in law enforcement? No. But like Denise Paul Hatch, she didn't care about a long career in law enforcement. She has no experience in law enforcement, which is why she's probably so good at it. She just wanted to do the right thing. Someone voted her. She saw something was wrong. She knew the IMPD cops were dirty, and she faced them down. She pulled out her badge, got this close, and said, "I'm the constable, motherfucker. Go ahead, arrest me." That's where we're at. Now, I found several things myself, and I've been watching this for a long time, and I've always thought that if the system just doesn't work, right? And then we can make a change. We have the ability to make a change. I found glaring problems in my own neck of the woods, in the town that I live in, okay? In fact, I decided that enough was enough from the inside. I decided it was time to make a change, that I'm going to do what Denise Paul Hatch did and what everyone else did. I got my name on a ballot, and it looks like I'm going to be the highest ranking public official where I live. In all intents and purposes, it's a mayor. It's called a select board. This is for Sheriff Brad Pope. The people's will always trump that of a law enforcement officer's needs. The people's voice is ever changing, but always prominent. It's always important. Okay. So I heard the people's voice and I answered. In the past 4 years, I've done as much as I can with a camera until I finally decided that enough was enough. So I decided to create change from the inside out, not just from within myself, but from within the government. I decided to run for office, and someone told me, well, as far as your candidacy goes, we've been in town a long time, and the people here have been here a long time, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. The town is in the red. The committees and boards are not only being lied to, information's being withheld from them. And a superintendent that makes more money than the governor of this state is insulating his pockets. And to do that, he's selling off pieces of our school to private interest groups. And people would say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The system is broke, but it would take a real sheep to look at something obliterated and try and call it anything else but broke. Well, something else is broke. Our trust in the government, our trust in accountability, and our belief that a government of the people, for the people, and by the people will represent our interests. How can they care about our interests? They're only concerned with special interests. And your opinion is the last thing that interests them. The small town of Townsend, Massachusetts that I live in is much like any other town or city in these United States of America. The politicians would like you to think that you're turning a blind eye, but you're not. They're doing a great job at keeping your eyes closed. Because how can you make decisions on things that you don't even know about? People would be so quick to complain about the government, but they don't show up at the polls to cast a vote to change it. We need to vote. We need to be involved. If the government refuses accountability, we have to put them in a position where they don't have a choice. We have to remind them that they serve us, we the people. It takes a village, and I'm tired of the wolves walking around in mine. And we can beat these guys. These guys refers to politicians.
anyone who has a disdain for our constitutional and alienable rights. We can beat them with this. We can beat them with this. And we can beat them with this, our voice. My name is Josh Abrams, and I come from a small town just like Townsend. And I still believe that in a small town, you can dream big. And you need to have a government that represents you, a government for the people and a government by the people that represents your interests and not special interests. Right now, we have a superintendent whose collective budget and 8 secretaries amass over $1.5 million. In fact, he makes more than the current governor of Massachusetts. And that salary is being used to insulate his position and make it stronger. Why Townsend residents, students, and parents get weaker by selling off portions of our public school systems to private companies and interest groups. I have one interest, we the people in this town of Townsend. That's why I'm running Select Board, to serve you the people of Townsend. Hello.
Hi, Josh.
So we meet again for the
Yes.
first time though.
Yeah, okay. Board of Selectmen, you have to write out your name.
Okay, so I'm candidate here?
Yep.
Write my full name?
Yep.
All right, thank you
All
very
right,
much.
you're welcome, my friend.
Appreciate
If you have
it.
any questions, give us a call.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Will do.
Have our
Thanks
number.
very much.
All right, you're
Take
welcome.
care.
See you later. Good luck.
Bye.
Thank you. Last year in Townsend, only 1% of the population voted for what was going on in their neck of the woods and who would be representing them. I think that it's everyone's duty to get out and vote for the change that you seek with the people that you need. And that's the reason I stopped you today. My name's Josh Abrams, owner and operator of YouTube's Accountability for All, civil rights activist, First Amendment auditor, and Board of Selectmen hopeful. And I approve this message. Now, I tell people all the time, like, oh, people like, oh, he's doing it as a publicity stunt. There's no ulterior motives for me. I'm not a politician. My kid goes to school here. Okay, I have a vested interest. Thank you. And I will go over all the super chats at the end. So if you sent one, I'm going to read them all and respond to them. My interest is not allowing those bullies to be the biggest bully in the playground. I've uncovered a treasure trove of corruption, not just on my own, but with the assistance of like-minded people. And people told me I'm never going to get on the ballot. I got all the signatures I needed. In fact, my friend Wandering Hippie came out and collected signatures with me. I got the signatures that I needed in an hour. The town hall had never seen someone collect signatures so fast. In fact, Lee over at Guerrilla Publishing helped me out with my campaign signs. And the reason I did it is to show that I could, because we need change. And how are we ever going to get any change? How are we ever going to get anywhere? Because people like Brad Pope are elected to office and they shit all over you. They shit all over the citizens, and they shit all over everything we believe is still the Constitution of these United States of America. And someone told me these guys are going to be in office until they die and nothing's going to change. And I said, well, you know what? Here's a wrench. Let me throw it in the works. And I've got overwhelming support. I'm going to get into that office, and I am going to effect change, and I'm going to serve the will of the people, because I am going to place the power back in the hands of the people. I don't want power. No politician should. I don't want to be the one calling all the shots and making all the decisions. I want to be the referee for freedom, to make sure that the decisions lie in the hands of the people. In fact, there's an override vote coming up on the 19th. If you're going to be in Massachusetts, on the 19th of this month, I'm going to be there. And I'm going to be there with Guerrilla Publishing and James Freeman. And people are going to vote. And guess what? If they don't get this override through, it's going to the ballots. And it looks like good old AFA is going to be sitting on the other side of the podium, finally trying to give back to a people that have been deprived for far too long. Okay? And the issues that I'm dealing with are nothing like the issues that are going on in Lyons County, Nevada. Bill, thank you so much. Let's read over some super chats, and then I'll be happy to take any questions from y'all. Thank you for being here so much. I know that there's a lot of things that you could be doing on your Tuesday evening here today, and you chose to be here and support James in his fight for freedom and continued freedom. Accountability Amplified, member for 32 months, hashtag member for life, become a member today. By the way, I like this hat.
Thank you, Accountability Amplified, Banana Rana. Fuck AFA, hashtag free speech. Winston Smith, 1999, sends a super sticker. Thank you. Accountability Amplified again for $1.99. How dare this pig? Dipshit is my word. It's true. Shanta Young Mallet has become a YouTube member. Welcome to the family. We appreciate you. Check out the community page, the community section, and check out the members post so you can find out how to get the most out of your memberships. Tarnished Viking member, same to you. Thanks for being a part of the family, and check out that page. You can figure out how to get in contact with us. Our memberships vary, but we always stay in contact with each other. We have an off YouTube forum where we connect with each other. We talk, we share videos. A lot of great folks in that group. Crimson Wolf, $10 super sticker. Thank you, Crimson Wolf. Banana Rana, what are those pop boxes behind you? Hashtag I am Groot. What do I have to say to the Lyons County Sheriff's Department? I am Groot. you figure that out. Swifty's chilling. $13.99 super sticker. Thank you. Here's the deal. One of the reasons cops want to hold your past against you is because they don't want anyone to scrutinize the countless crimes their boys in blue routinely commit in their present. And that's absolutely right. Your criminal background, whether it's real or fabricated, is a police officer's best arsenal. They want to say, hey, listen, we know that this guy didn't do anything wrong. Innocent as long as the day is, okay? However, he's got quite the lengthy record. So let's just kind of look past this one and just hold him accountable for things he's already been or she has already been held accountable for. That's not the way the system works. It's a criminal's job to get away with a crime. It's the police officer's job to catch them for the crime. And it's the judicial branch's job to figure out what should happen if they did commit that crime, and the jury's job to figure out how long they should be held accountable for that crime. A sheriff does not have the ability to say your past is what ultimately affects if you are destroyed, abused, and dehumanized by police. Georgia Rebel is a member. Thank you, Georgia. Appreciate it. Lynn Harris says, hi, Josh. Please help expose the Rivera Beach police and help the whistleblower. This is in my county. Send me an email, Lynn, and be happy to work with you and see if we can help. Elizabeth Rodriguez says, $20. Best of luck in upcoming election. You're exactly what we the people need. And don't take too much away from this. I don't think I'm what the people need. The people need far more than me. They need far more than Sheriff Brad Pope. The people need a saving grace. That I am not. At least I'm not corrupt, and I'm willing to take the fight to them in any legal means available to me. C Bill 600RR, $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. And Unisex for $2 says, I know you will win. A couple things I need you to do if you haven't. 650 people left in here. And thanks for everyone for being here. You guys are amazing. Pink Taco, what up, though? So what I would like you to do, if you haven't, first of all, shout out to News 2 in Nevada. We never see mainstream media covering things correctly, and they didn't give the sheriff's department any bit of wiggle room. Put it 2 in the chat if you did not see the news coverage. If there's a lot of y'all, then I'll put it at the end so you can see it before we leave. But let me show you this. Have you guys subscribed to formerly Triangle Productions, now Guerrilla Publishing? Put a 3 in the chat if you're subscribed. Put a 4 in the chat if you are not. 3 in the chat if you are, 4 if you are not. What you guys got to say? All right. So, Guerrilla Publishing, formerly known as Triangle Productions, they're phenomenal. I mean, amazing team. They got Clint, the glue that holds it together. They got Josh Riddle, badass vet. My guy, Josh Riddle, out there fighting for the change after he got out of uniform. Awesome dude. Ron Durbin exposed Judge Sharon Holmes. Amazing. Lee, his son, amazing. All the folks at Guerrilla Publishing, amazing. Folks to watch out for. So subscribe to them. And also, they're going to be in Massachusetts with me next week. We're going to be hitting some stories pretty hard. So, make sure you subscribe to them. These guys aren't just people I featured a video on or people that I went out and filmed with. These are excellent people in this community, people that I consider friends. Also, don't go anywhere. Have you subscribed to Accountability Amplified? That is my wife, my partner in crime, my partner in activism. Make sure you go over, check her out, and tell her that Accountability for All sent you. She should not be missed. She's one of those female activists out there that there's no fucks given. In fact, I am a tyrant all of my own. Let's watch a quick clip of one of her videos, because let's just put it this way. I had the opportunity. I became a police officer for like a couple minutes, and I had the opportunity to do the right thing or the wrong thing. So I channeled my inner Sheriff Pope, and I did this.
You can be in here. You're kind of causing a disturbance. You're kind of.
No, we're exhibiting free speech. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Get what you get.
It doesn't really matter because when you came in here, you said that you heard that we were creating a disturbance. So from the get-go, you painted a picture of us, correct? So we really don't need to answer your questions. We're not doing this.
Look at it. Look what you did to me.
We have reasonable suspicion and probable cause to believe you have engaged in a crime. At this point, you're being detained. Put your hands behind your back. Don't interlace your fingers.
These aren't gonna feel nice.
You're not supposed to, man. Maybe next time you can.
See, I'm never gonna want to. Never.
All right, I'll walk you over to the cage here. That's sorry, the fence.
You just call it a cage.
See, I can't help it. All right. Now throw the book at her and leave her for the weekend. You want to get a beer?
Look at this. Look at it. Look what you did to me.
Oh yeah, that was police brutality at its finest, courtesy of myself. Actually, Brookline PD, the chief there, is a decent dude. He let us go back into the booking area. I was able to detain and ultimately arrest and jail Accountability Amplified for absolutely no reason. I felt like it. I pulled a Sheriff Pope. I just jailed her for no reason. I shut the door. I threw the book at her, and I went and I got a beer. I didn't actually go get a beer. The chief was still on duty. But that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. And lastly, before we get out of here, and I'm going to show a preview of the news clip because I know a lot of y'all said you hadn't seen it. If you're not subscribed to my second channel, the AFA Crew, I mean, we are doing some real good work over there. Only 12.7 thousand subscribers, but we got a hell of a lot of views, some huge views on shorts. I mean, we've been doing some good work over there. So make sure you go to the AFA Crew on YouTube and subscribe there because there's going to be a lot. I'm going to be doing static recording when the fellas come down here, but a lot of my live streaming is solely going to be on the AFA Crew, and that's what we're going to be doing from now on. We're going to just be doing the live stream stuff there because I want you to see everything. I don't want you to have to wait for the video to come out. Like you can watch it live on one channel, see everything unedited, and then you can come here and see the static version with the edits in it and making it all nice and nice for you guys. So before we go, as promised, let me show you the news footage again, because I know some of y'all said you hadn't seen it. Hold on. It's taking a second. Here we go. Here we go. Let me pull this up. Let you guys look at the news footage, and then we'll get on out of here.
County are facing accusations of harassment. I'm Kristen Remington.
I'm Ariana Bennett. Welcome to 2 News Nevada at 4. Now, viral body camera footage shows a Fernley man protesting his arrest, saying the deputy who detained him had no probable cause. Faith Justice joins us live after digging into this story for us. Faith, what led up to all of this?
Ari, the video has actually surfaced from an arrest in September of last year. Lyon County deputies were responding to a bonfire at an apartment complex when they saw James Gresham biking away from the area. Because of Gresham's extensive criminal history, the deputy actually knew him, called him by name, and stopped him. Now, people on social media are calling this interaction targeted harassment.
Behind your
What
back.
am I being detained for?
For not listening.
Why am I
Drop
being
that
detained?
flashlight.
That's not an
Drop
articulable-
that
That's not
flashlight.
an articulable reason for suspicion I committed the crime.
In the footage, Gresham claims the Lyon County deputy arresting him has no reason to do so. The Lyon County deputy says he's pressing a charge for resisting a public officer. It's worth noting that the YouTuber who brought attention to the video is not from Fernley, and now some people who say they are Lyon County natives are defending the sheriff's office. And the YouTube channel that made this video viral is called Accountability for All. We did speak with the poster over the phone today, and we'll have more details coming up at 5 o'clock. Covering the story, Faith Justice, 2 News Nevada.
The story we brought you this weekend, a YouTube video has gone viral, and the person who posted it is accusing Lyon County deputies of, quote, framing an innocent man, end quote. I'm Kristen Remington.
And I'm Alexandra Ray. Ryan is off today. Thank you for keeping it here with us. In the body camera footage, deputies appear to brainstorm what charges they can press against him, and they handcuffed him on the hood of their car. Faith Justice has been digging into this story, and she joins us live in the studio. Faith, tell us what is going on here.
Alex, deputies say leading up to the arrest, they were checking out a bonfire in an apartment complex when they saw a man named James Gresham. He's someone they've arrested multiple times before, so they stopped him.
What's up, my man? Come here. Come here. Oh, yeah, no, put the bike down. Put the bike down.
Why? It's my bike.
Because I told you to put the bike down.
Why are you stopping me right now?
Footage of a Lyon County arrest in September of last year has people on social media debating whether deputy treatment of an alleged suspect was fair or even legal.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. I'm going to tase you, dude.
This harassment's going to stop.
Shut up.
Call your supervisor. I want you to call your supervisor.
I am the supervisor, dip. Shut up.
James Gresham had committed no apparent crime, aside from what the deputy on scene described as obstructing and resisting.
I'm in a parking lot, private property. What are you doing here?
You got any dope on you, James?
No, I don't. Now what? I want your supervisor.
In the footage, a second deputy pulls up, and the two law enforcement officers step away from a handcuffed Gresham, leaving him on the hood of their cruiser to seemingly discuss what charges they can press against him.
Isn't mere flight not enough? I'm inclined to take him with him about all this.
People claiming to be Lyon County locals have commented support for the sheriff's office online, but the video has gone viral, and it's not just the town of Fernley watching. The view count is triple the population of the whole city. YouTuber Joshua Abrams, who posted the footage, says he got the video from someone who knew Gresham. He described the incident as targeted, bringing a national debate to Fernley's doorstep.
All right, James, you want a supervisor? There's one down at the jail.
In a statement, Sheriff Brad Pope said in part, quote, "I've made it clear to my deputies and to the community that the Lyon County Sheriff's Office will aggressively pursue those that choose a life of crime over our quality of life. If the Lyon County communities take issue with the way our deputy acted, I take full responsibility, as this is the direction I have given them." And though the sheriff's office booked Gresham on charges of resisting a public officer, those charges are not recorded anywhere with Fernley Justice Court among his other criminal offenses and complaints right here. Covering the story, Faith Justice, 2 News Nevada.
Now, Sheriff Brad Pope says if the community takes issue, it's his fault because he directed his deputies to do that. Sheriff Pope, we, the people, this community, with a clean record or not, take issue with what you did. We've been taking issue with it since 1775. I think it was said best in the preamble to the Constitution that we, the people of the United States of America, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. That means something to me. That means something to this community. So I'm calling for the resignation of Sheriff Pope. He said very clearly that if the community takes issue with it, it's his fault. All right, we take issue with it. Step down and hand that badge over to somebody else that will violate the shit out of the very next citizen that you just happen to look at the wrong way. This is a country of the people, for the people, and by the people. And whether you're from America, you're from New Zealand, you're from Canada, wherever you're from, you have a right to be free of tyranny and to be free of oppression and to be free of being silenced. You have the ability to live your life in any way that you see fit. Now, they used to say that you had the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. And they had to remove property and put in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness because they didn't want you going out and laying a stake on your neighbor's lawn and saying, this belongs to me now. But this country, this belongs to me. This belongs to you. This belongs to us. This belongs to we the people. Freedom is not free. A lot of people have paid a high cost to maintain our way of life. Okay? 300 years ago up until right now, people are out there every single day fighting to keep what we believe freedom in a safe place, right? Whether you consider that to be soldiers on the front line, your favorite civil rights activist refusing to leave a public place because they hold a camera. The fight continues and the war rages on. And the war is going to rage on. The war, and when I say war, I mean the war for freedom, our fight to not be an oppressed people. That war is always going to continue because there's always going to be a Sheriff Pope. Okay? There's always going to be an Indianapolis Metro Police Department. There's always going to be someone who's going to try and oppress you because that's what people who perceive themselves to be strong do to people they perceive to be weak. They try and oppress them because power is the most intoxicating drug in the world. Unless you're from a community like ours, where freedom is the only thing worth fighting for. Thanks very much. If you guys have a video that you'd like to submit to me, you can send it to theafacrew@gmail.com. Again, that's theafacrew@gmail.com. See, we're not like these thug cops, okay? We don't make physical threats of violence. I mean, I don't make physical threats of violence against cops. I don't, threaten to commit crimes, nor will I. I have no ill will to the Lyons County Sheriff's Department. My fight is opposite theirs. They like to use violence. They like to make things up. They like to kidnap you, put you in cuffs, and steal your freedom. That's what they like to do. What I like to do is fight them in the court of public opinion. I like to use the legal resources available to me to try and get justice for individuals. And if you've been an injustice to police, then please send me your video, whether it's you or somebody else, and we will do what we can to help. Until the next time, stay free. And that's the reason I stopped you today.